Mr. Holster here. Yeah, I'm back in the saddle again. Going to go down and bring some hay up in the old Bobcat. See if I can knock 20 or 30,000 pounds of hay off my back. And it's been a bad week. I've been really down and kind of turned myself around here. Losing Dottie. It's quite upset because I felt like I could have done something more than I did, which, you know, the truth is you couldn't. You do all the things you do when that happens, and either they come out or they don't. And I think it's nothing more I could do because I did everything by the book. And at any rate, I'm not going to dwell on that anymore. Dottie had a good life. She was a great horse. I'm going to celebrate her life instead of mourning it. So I decided. And as for me, we don't know what the prognosis is going to be here till we have the scan done. And like anytime you're dealing with cancer, you could live another, who knows, that you could live the rest of a normal life and have it taken care of, or you could prolong it for a few years, or you could get rid of it and then some comes back in another place in another form. It never ends. Once you have it, you know what it's like, and you always suspect it's going to come back, I'm sure. At any rate, the prognosis here can be either end of the spectrum. Either I got less than a year to live, and I better get to work and do what I want, or the scan will come out positive, and it's just kind of something else is going on here, and figure it out. We won't know for sure till we get the scan done. But yeah, it kind of bummed me out because it's not a good prognosis. I'd like to live more than a year. A year more. But, you know, I decided this morning when I got up that it doesn't make any difference whether it's a year more or 5 years. First off, I'm Mr. Holster, and you know me, if there's a 2-minute video to be made, I can drag it out into 30 minutes. So I think if they give me less than a year to live, I can drag it out into 5 years anyways. Of course, coming up with the money to do it at 10 grand a year, 12 grand a year isn't going to be too easy, but especially when you're broke. But, you know, there's always, where there's a will, there's a way. God will see me through this, I hope. But if it is less than a year, say I only have 250 days left to live, I decided I've spent a good portion of this week, pretty much wasted a good portion of this week. I'm going to live the best life I can for those last 250 days. I'm going to enjoy every minute I can enjoy. And I'm not going to sit around and stare off in a daze and let it get to me. It doesn't make any difference whether you're here one day or 100 years. Every day you get is a gift from God. Make the most of it. And that's one of the things that I find sad about YouTube, are all the trolls out there and those, as Clint Smith would call them, spelling bee wannabes. If it's a spelling bee, you win. You know? I just can't imagine. When you get down to it, and you've only got a few precious days left to live, I think of all those people, and I've never been one of them to spread negativity, but I think of all those people that's what they live for, getting up in the morning and getting on the internet and spreading negativity and see how many people's days they can ruin. And I think, what a waste of what God has given you. All the things there are to do, Mr. Holster will never be able to do all the things he wanted to do. Yeah. And I'd like to say that I'm sorry I wasted so much of my life and didn't do what I wanted to do, but that's not true. Mr. Holster did. Mr. Holster did everything he wanted to do every day practically his life. Yeah, there were some times I was doing things I'd just soon have a different job, but, excuse me, different job or something different to do that day. But yeah, I have had an absolute incredible life where I've gotten to do just some incredible, incredible things. I have no complaints other than the days I wasted this week, which I did because of my horse, Dottie. But she was a fantastic horse. And who knows? God takes me, Dottie will be there waiting for another ride. So there you go, guys. I'll leave you a little shooting because this is supposed to be the hard target range today. I'll leave you a little shooting, and thanks again for tuning in, and don't forget, if you're looking for some of those beautiful AR 500 steel hard targets from Hard Target, the link's down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and my apologies for this week. It was a pretty meager attempt by Mr. Holster to bring you something. And I hope in the weeks to come you'll find some stuff that's very entertaining and enjoy yourself. Till next time, as Roy Rogers used to say, may the good Lord take a liking to you. Like that? That ends another episode of Hard Target Range. Thanks for tuning in this week. Till next time, from Mr. Holster and Jack, go out and stay safe.